And the much-anticipated matchup has finally arrived in Philadelphia. Two legendary college basketball programs with 5 national championships apiece. The Big Ten's Indiana Hoosiers, the ACC's North Carolina Tar Heels. The winner will face Notre Dame, who won a thriller on this floor moments ago, taking down Wisconsin. And hi, everybody. We welcome you from Philadelphia. What a matchup. I mean, this is an all-timer in the Sweet 16. I'm Brian Anderson with Steve Smith. Dana Jacobson is our reporter here tonight. And as these players are introduced, this is a sellout crowd, and this is one of the better Sweet 16 matchups we have had in a long, long time. Now, there are a lot of matchups, Smitty, to look at. What's your headline right now as we take a look at the starting fives?
Whereas transition is the theme, but the center spot is the matchup I'm looking at. Thomas Bryant, the freshman, the stabilizer for Indiana versus Kentucky. The freshman had 19 points. And then on the Tar Heel side is Bryce Johnson, the senior. Averaged a double-double in the regular season. Thus far in the tournament, 19.5 points, 5.5 block shots he's averaging. So those two can settle the matchup between these guys going up and down.
Indiana, their 39th NCAA tournament appearance, 17 Sweet 16s, 8 Final Fours, and those 5 championships. You see the 5 stars on the back of the shorts. For North Carolina, 47th NCAA tournament appearance, second most. Only Kentucky has more. 114 NCAA tournament wins as well. Only Kentucky has more. And it was Indiana who took down Kentucky in the second round to arrive here. Meanwhile, North Carolina, convincing win against Providence. An 85-66 victory. Story programs. There are so many ways to describe this matchup. But I think the best way on the floor right now, Smitty, is that they have experience. They both won their conference regular season. North Carolina won their tournament. They have experience, and they are teams that know how to perform on this stage.
Well, Brian, you set it up perfectly for me. The matchup, well, I talk about the center spot, but they have fabulous wings and fabulous guard play. So all around, this is going to be a fantastic matchup.
And here we go. Sweet 16 East Regional semifinal, Indiana and North Carolina. And the winner will head to the Elite Eight. Pat Adams, Joe DeRosa, Lee Cassell, the 3 officials. One and done for Carolina on the first possession. And a carry, a turnover. Troy Williams gives it right back.
And you can see the mindset of the Hoosiers. If we get the rebound, we're going. Same for North Carolina. First possession goes down to Kennedy. Meeks, nice move, didn't convert.
Joe Barry will handle most of the point guard duties, but there will always be 2 point guards on the floor, 2 ball handlers with Barry and Marcus Page. And both are spectacular together. Page, the leader, the lefty, buries the 3, and that's how we begin the scoring here tonight. A man who is not afraid of the moment. Marcus Page coming off a 12-point game against Providence.
Not at all. I like Marcus Page with the basketball. I know they have 2 point guards, but I think he's more effective with the ball in his hand when he can create and when he can dance, and he knocked that shot down in rhythm.
Only adding to the drama of this matchup is the fact that we are in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, where both have had a lot of success, especially Indiana, as Nick Zeisloff gets off the first 3 attempts for him. Out of bounds off of Carolina. That'll be Indiana ball. Good fight in there with Thomas Bryant.
Yeah, definitely a great fight. Nick Zeisloff had an easy look, great elevation. But the matchup of Thomas Bryant down there in the paint, he kept the basketball alive, and extra possession for the Hoosiers.
Indiana has never lost in the city of Philadelphia, the NCAA tournament. A couple of championships here as well, and one of those at the hands of North Carolina. There's a lot of history that we'll get into throughout our broadcast with this city and these 2 programs. Colin Hartman drops a 3. So Hartman playing with a bad right wrist. That's a shooting hand. Hits a 3, now turnover, travel. Joe Barry with the turnover. Indiana ball. You see the padding he wears. That's a bone bruise on the right wrist of Hartman. Injured that wrist against Michigan in the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament. But a good sign early to see one go through.
He has great size, 6'7". basically plays the power forward position, but you got to treat him like a guard. And there's Troy Williams coming off the screen, in and out.
And the ball is loose. In and out of the hands of Johnson, ends up in the hands of Hartman. Yogi Ferrell, fantastic point guard, sets up Hartman beautifully. And he can't get it to go. Kennedy makes with the rebound, and as much of a slow game as it was in the first one, this is going to be up and down.
Yes, indeed. Joel Berry, another turnover. But if you're the guards of North Carolina, you want to push the basketball in transition. But when you see Thomas Bryant, you got to bring it out and also probe and try to find one of those bigs. If they take the big and you can draw him, Bryce Johnson and Kennedy Meeks, they have to have the mismatch.
It'll be fascinating watching these two coaches as well. Tom Crean stalking that Indiana sideline. This is his 50th birthday today. He would love nothing more than for the Hoosiers to advance to Sunday's Elite Eight. Quite a birthday present. Bryce Johnson, his first try, in and out, and that is out of bounds off of Bryant. North Carolina ball.
And Kennedy makes good job of being active. And let's watch it. Well, that looks like that's all Thomas Bryant's hand.
Yeah, good call there. New shot clock. Not that the shot clock's going to come into play much here tonight. Bryce Johnson goes strong, drops his shoulder and delivers. Pogo stick. What a year. They call him when he's right and when he's on his game, Angry Bryce. Hashtag Angry Bryce. As Farrell with the bounce pass. Bryant. And it sticks in the neck. So it's a held ball. And possession arrow belongs to Indiana. Angry Bryce.
Well, watch how he goes up in elevation. It's not a traditional jump hook. It's quick off your feet. Remind me a little bit of Kenyon Martin in the NBA. Just catches and elevates. Great play by Yogi Ferrell, but also a better play by Bryce Johnson. Going at the block shot from Thomas Bryant, and he sticks it between the rims.
Johnson, 21 points, 10 rebounds in that win over Providence. Right off the foot. I think Johnson was out of bounds, though. So Indiana will get it back. Boy, inbounding the basketball has been a serious problem for NCAA tournament teams.
Yeah.
And we just saw it with Wisconsin, the way the game ended against Notre Dame.
And particularly in this game, if you're Colin being able to inbound the basketball, Hartman, look who's on the ball. Bryce Johnson, length. And then also on the baseline is Justin Jackson. It's hard to get the basketball in.
North Carolina goes 6'10", 6'10", and 6'8" across their front line. On the take goes Williams. No. Meeks kept it alive, and it's Page who clears it away. Here's Justin Jackson. Spins, and he finds Page. Second three-point try. Second three-point make. Marcus Page hits again.
Great sign for North Carolina. Marcus Page in rhythm. And also not only is making the basketball, the rotation on the basketball is beautiful, so he's locked in shooting the three ball.
Talking about a team in North Carolina dead last in the conference in three-pointers, three-point percentage. 31% for the year, but Page, 33% three-point shooter. He's hit two, and he's been wide open.
Well, Troy Williams, you went to gamble. You didn't get to steal. You left Marcus Page wide open. You don't want him to get hot. Got his feet set and made that one look beautiful. Great rotation.
Most in school history in that category. Three-point field goals made. Zeitslav comes up short. And the two come together, but Hartman with the rebound. Zeitslav kicks it to Farrell on the take. Farrell finds his man. With a throwdown. Two-handed jam for the big freshman from Rochester.
Hey, Brian, you can't teach that. Yogi with a great feel. The illusion like he was going to tap the big up top. Made him committed and dunked it off to Bryant.
Johnson, quick step. Bryant clears it away. Your matchup early. Bryant looks like he's in this game. He's comfortable in this setting. It's Farrell for three.
And that's the improvement of Yogi's game. Always been a nice spot-up three-point shooter, but in transition, off the bounce, that is a difficult shot. Yogi's making it look easy.
Third three-point try. That's three in a row for Marcus Page. What a start for the senior. And Barry picks the pocket of Farrell. And Perry lost the handle. He seems a little uneasy here to start the game. He's lost a couple. How about Page again? Oh, my goodness. 4 in a row. Marcus Page.
Hey, Brian, he is locked in like the shirts they had on in shooting basketball. He had no advantage on that shot. The defense hanging on him. That's called a heat check.
Had a poor shooting year, did Page. You'd never know it by this start. And that's going to send us to our first timeout. North Carolina has 14 points. Marcus Page has 12.
Well, watch this one. Good job of a contest. He knew it was going in. He started to get that home run trot, backing up in that smile.
Welcome back to Philadelphia, where right now North Carolina has a 6-point lead over Indiana. I'm Dana Jacobson, along with Steve Smith, and Brian Anderson. Early in this game right now, but already Marcus Page has 12 of North Carolina's 14 points. The other 2 go to Bryce Johnson. The 2 are roommates. Roy Williams told me yesterday he calls them the odd couple. These guys are always the yin to each other's yang. Page says he knows this is the last run. The best time he has playing basketball is when he's winning. If he keeps this up, that's exactly what they'll be doing. Well,
and it's great to see him on this stage once again. They have been great players, great teammates, exactly what you want out of a student athlete. And Roy Williams calls this team, and specifically those 2, his favorite team, and that's high standards, of course. OG Anunoby checks in. It'll be Yogi Ferrell for 3. Bryce Johnson with a rebound. By the way, Marcus Page with those 12 points. He is now tied Michael Jordan, the all-time North Carolina scoring list. The 12 early ones. In the game, Isaiah Hicks, and on the board quickly for Carolina.
He's a special talent, Bryant. Watch him. Offensive-minded. And when he comes in the game, they even get faster, they get longer. Kennedy Meeks obviously has size, but Isaiah Hicks has athleticism and length.
Troy Williams trying to turn the corner, kicks it to Yogi Ferrell for 3. And that was actually put back. I think they're going to credit Bryant with the basket. Looked like a Carolina player had a hand on it. Maybe it was Hicks.
It looks like Hicks, but give Thomas Bryant a lot of credit.
First move for Tom Crean is to get OG Anunoby in the game defensively. It's Bryant with the strip there. Hicks lost it in the paint. Williams on the attack. High flying, my goodness. Marcus Page making sure there was no dunk. And free throws coming. 2 shots for Troy Williams, who can get up and down with the best of them.
Well, throw ahead, and we talk about Yogi Ferrell throwing the basketball ahead, but also look at this impressive numbers by Marcus Page. He's all tied up with MJ.
Anytime you have MJ on a graphic, although I think Michael Jordan would say, you know, probably could have gone for a lot more in North Carolina if the reins weren't on so tight. We don't doubt him either. Gives you an idea of the fantastic career. Nate Brett's going to come in. This is one of the strengths of Roy Williams' team. He has great depth. He's got ball handlers. He's got guys that come off the bench that have experience, are comfortable in this setting. 1 out of 2, and a wrestle for it. Juwan Morgan in the game, his first run. And that's going to stay in the possession of Indiana.
Juwan Morgan doing a nice job off the offensive rebound, being active and aggressive.
We got Hicks now for his 2nd foul. Indiana had a couple of question marks. Robert Johnson and Juwan Morgan. Morgan dealing with a shoulder injury. Actually, it's a chronic injury. Gets dislocated often and got dislocated in their win against Providence. Number 13 in red. He's going to give it a go tonight. The other injuries are Robert Johnson. We haven't seen him yet. Ankle injury. That is Max Bielfeldt. He's in the stat sheet. Big man off the bench. Transfer from Michigan.
What a great addition. He obviously is a stretch 4, but look at his size. He can play bigger guys down there on the block.
Meeks dumps it in. Theo Pinson lost it, and it's going to be a foul on Ferrell of Indiana.
And Max Bielfeldt, like you said, great size, but he can shoot the basketball, but he's comfortable off the dribble making plays.
Well, normally Roy Williams is comfortable with Isaiah Hicks on the floor for this stretch of the game. But with 2 fouls, he sits. Meeks is in there. Joe Barry covered by Yogi Ferrell.
Love the way both teams are getting down in their stands, digging out things.
Bryce Johnson, and he's fouled. Just a veteran move there. Takes the ball right to the face of Juwan Morgan. And a foul on Morgan.
I mean, he goes extremely hard. And like you said, he's putting the basketball close to your shoulder. And then after that, he gets to explode and elevate. And not too many people in the country can be able to contest his shot or his jump hook when he goes up.
If you're just picking this up, Marcus Page sits. He scored 12 points, 12 of the first 14. As Meeks in there, and the follow by Theo Penson. Nobody on the weak side. Easy bucket for Penson.
He does the little things. Rory Williams talks about when we insert him, it's about energy, hustle, defense. He comes in and gives those guys the passion that they need, especially on the defensive end.
Bullet pass by Zeislov. And unable to come up with a bucket, Bielefeld.
And the Hoosiers don't mind switching, even though you see Nick down there on Bryce Johnson, but that's a trouble for him, but that's a traveling call.
Johnson turns it over. Pretty move, but he walked with it.
Well, Tom Crean talked about it. He said, Steve, we're not afraid to switch. We practice switching. Where you'll see Yogi Ferrell sometimes on Bryce Johnson. Obviously for them is to try to get the big back on the big and get their matchups back, but they're not afraid to switch. Small on bigs.
The madman on the sideline, Tom Crean. Back for his third Sweet 16 as the head coach at Indiana. And his 8th year. Turn the corner, Morgan, we got a foul. Goes strong, and Morgan, who's had those shoulder problems. You see the brace on the left shoulder, it's heavily wrapped. But he's in the game quickly. Good start to this one. Carolina by 5 over Indiana in the Sweet 16. Let's take a look at Behind the Stats presented by LG. Indiana winning their regular season in the Big Ten, 22nd Big Ten title, winning 7 of their last 8 games. Meanwhile, North Carolina, 7 straight wins, including the regular season title and the ACC tournament title. They beat Virginia to arrive here. North Carolina took down Florida Gulf Coast in the first round, Providence in round 2. Indiana beat Chattanooga, dropped 99 points on Chattanooga. And then on Saturday, that thrilling victory over Kentucky in Des Moines, 73-67 for the Hoosiers. Got 2 shots coming up for Juwan Morgan, freshman out of Waynesville, Missouri, and he hits the first. Hey, you can watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now, ncaa.com/March Madness, or download the app today. 2 for 2. For the true freshman, Morgan. Back in the game is Marcus Page. This is Jackson who hits a 3. Boy, the 3-pointers are falling, Smitty.
Yes, they are. They have 2 teams that can flat out shoot it.
North Carolina is 5 for 5 from behind the arc. That's supposed to be their Achilles heel. I don't know, they got stuck and it's taken away. A steal from Britt. Britt goes all the way himself with the left.
Great control by Brett. Did a nice job of surveying the floor, not playing too fast. Nice little eyes hesitation, and laid it up.
Substitutions coming for Tom Crean. He's got Williams and Ferrell ready to check back in. Wilfeld thought about it. Zeislov, those are the 2 transfers, the grad seniors. Indiana just looks a little mixed up here offensively. Top shot. Oh, my. Hartman. 1 foot step back. He drops it.
He is talented. At 6'7", he can handle the basketball. He makes plays. He does a little bit of everything. And like you said, very comfortable with that step back.
Page, I'll tell you, he's having the night of all nights, or at least the start of all starts. He is roasting hot right now. Has not missed. 5 for 5. 4 threes. He's got 14 already.
And give Juwan Howard, I'm saying Juwan Howard. Juwan Morgan, a lot of credit for handling the basketball. They're playing that point guard position with Yogi Ferrell.
Got a whistle. It's going the other way. Foul on Indiana. And Crean's going to get 4 of his starters back in the game.
Watch this move. Nice little crossover. Has Juwan Morgan off balance. Pump fake. Square up. Like you said, he's feeling it, Brian.
Boy, I guess he is. Marcus Page. Marcus Page has made 2 or more threes in his first 10 NCAA tournament games. He's the first player to accomplish that feat. He had 2 threes in their win against Providence, and he's already hit 4 here tonight. If Carolina makes their threes and they play defense, there's not many teams that can beat them. I don't think there is a team that can beat them. Johnson goes strong. He's fouled. And they're going to get Colin Hartman. So Johnson will go to the free throw line.
Well, you see Bryce Johnson catches the basketball, and Colin Hartman just moved under him when he was shooting the basketball. Good call by the referees.
Johnson, a 78% free throw shooter. Made all 7 of his free throws against Providence. And he hits the first. Choose your favorite player on the court, or for your taste with Coca-Cola and the NCAA tournament. Johnson's made 8 free throws in a row going back to that second round matchup with Providence. He hits them both here, 9 straight now, and it's a 10-point Carolina lead. Tom Crean has his starters back in. Williams and Farrell, the primary ball handlers. Interesting matchup with Page on Williams. Giving up a lot of length, and that's going to be on the floor on Carolina.
That's a difficult cover for Page. Out on the floor, not too bad, but once it gets below the three-point line, the size and strength of Williams is going to be a problem for Page.
Page now has 2 fouls, and he's hit for 14 points. Decision time for Roy Williams. Bryant working on Meeks. Across the lane it goes. And here's Farrell now. He'll pull up. That's a shot. That was a long 2. Johnson clears the rebound away. There aren't many rebounds to be had when Bryce Johnson's on the floor. Britt, little hesitation, and the floater is good. Nate Britt. Impressive take. Tom Crean wants a timeout. Carolina has got it going their way. 12-point lead with 9:11 remaining.
That's a nice little floater from Britt. Doing a nice job of coming in and contributing.
Carolina on a 13-4 run, and a lot of it coming from this guy, the lefty, Marcus Page, who has 14 already, and he's hit all 4 of his threes.
Yes, he knocked down those threes with a lot of confidence, came out shooting the basketball extremely well from 3. Then he also got a chance to knock down a mid-range shot at the free throw line. Brian, he's done a nice job for North Carolina. 14 points, also has 4 assists. That's huge.
And a big decision here for Roy Williams. Marcus Page with 2 fouls. He has a nice lead here. Matter of fact, it's the biggest deficit for Indiana in the tournament thus far. 12-point lead, and he's going to let it ride with Marcus Page with 2 fouls.
I don't agree with this. I think you're up 12. Marcus is playing well. And yes, you trust him. But if he picks up his 3rd, it's to change the dynamics of this game.
Oh, there's a whistle. And they're looking at Jackson. Yep, it's going to be Justin Jackson on the foul. Jackson hit the deck. His first foul. That's team foul number 6. Over on CBS, Gonzaga up on Syracuse at the half. We welcome you if you're just tuning our way. Indiana, North Carolina, and a turnover. Offensive foul on the Hoosiers. So North Carolina has hit their shots, and they're doing what they haven't done throughout the course of the regular year, at least statistically, make the threes. They've jumped it out to a 12-point lead. Racking up a lot of fouls. Justin Jackson on the take, and he is fouled. And this time they're going to get Ryan Burton.
Justin Jackson's very comfortable. He has a nice first step to be able to blow past people, and he's knocked down a 3. So you got to play the outside, and also you got to play him for the drive.
So next foul going to be in a 1-on-1 situation. 8:45 remaining in the first half here. Boy, a lot of whistles. And they're going to get Burton again. So back-to-back fouls on Ryan Burton. And this is going to mean a 1-on-1 scenario here for Carolina, and a lot of half of free throws coming.
Yeah, this is danger. area if you're Indiana, because now North Carolina can pound it in and get to that free throw line. And if they're knocking down that free throw line, now Indiana definitely they have to rely on making some three-point shots.
OG Anunoby is in. So Justin Jackson at the free throw line, just a 66% free throw shooter, hits the first.
Yeah, it's a great stroke. You wonder why guys that shoot the basketball so beautifully struggle at the free throw line.
So Jackson hits them both, 31-17. Yogi Ferrell on the attack. And Ferrell looking for someone. Hartman lines it up. He's hit one already. And Jackson rips down the board. Ferrell takes away. Actually, it was Troy Williams who got a piece of it. Wild shot by Yogi. It goes. Looking for a foul. And Yogi's mom, his sisters. They're looking at an and one in that situation. That's a big basket for the Hoosiers. And another foul on Indiana.
And that's 2 fouls on Yogi. But did you see the play he made, Bryant?
Yogi gets the foul.
With the strip from Troy Williams, nowhere to go. Just carved out some room and threw it up on the glass. Nice play by Yogi.
I think he thought he was going to the line. Well, on the other end, Yogi Ferrell picks up his second foul. Jackson back on the line. It's the first of the 1-and-1. Well, you got to think Tom Crean, he's going through the matchups in his mind. He's having to go to the drawing board here with 8:16 left. Jackson has hit all 4 of his free throws.
And on the flip side, Tom Crean, you got to leave Yogi in. Yeah. You're down 33-19. You got to let him play. He has to be careful.
Hartman turns the corner. Anunoby, and is blocked. Anunoby got it amongst the trees. Bryce Johnson, supreme shot blocker that he is, had 8 blocks in the first round game against Florida Gulf Coast.
And because of his length and like you talked about his shot blocking, Justin Jackson was able to recover. And he also came over to get a hand in on that shot.
Joe Barry checking Williams. Williams, wild shot. Can't get it to go. And Barry's head up, the survey. Marcus Page all the way in. High. Marcus Page can't get it to go, but it is Kennedy Meeks with the putback. And Carolina is rolling right now in this Sweet 16 matchup.
And size does matter, Bryant. I mean, Kennedy Meeks just carving out room. Thomas Bryant, every time he goes for a block shot, that leaves nobody down there with size to be able to box out Kennedy Meeks or also Bryce Johnson.
Right through the hands of Hartman. Williams got it back. Now Hartman all the way in. Got it. It's a little plug in the dam, but it's still a significant run for Carolina. 17-6. At about 5 minutes on the game clock. Dump it inside. Johnson missed. And Anunoby comes away with it. Indiana looking for a run. Good pass. Bryant inside. He's fouled. Free throw is coming.
Nice job by Troy Williams in transition. Probing, getting the basketball to Thomas Bryant.
Heavyweight matchup. Carolina, Indiana. ACC Big Ten. Carolina's rolling right now.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Harley-Davidson, Audi, and by Nationwide.
Beautiful Friday night, Philadelphia. A reminder that your teams, your highlights, and your scores are all in one place. You can download TeamStream, the free app from Bleacher Report right now. Brian Anderson, Steve Smith, Dana Jacobson, Scott Cockrell, our producer, Renardo Lowe, our director. 35-21 Carolina. Thomas Bryant hits the first free throw. First time these two teams have matched up in the NCAA tournament since 1984. That was Michael Jordan's last game for Carolina. And of course, 2 of the 5 titles for Indiana have come right here in Philadelphia. And one of those at the hands of North Carolina back in 1981. And their undefeated run of 76 came here in Philly as well. But North Carolina has them on their heels early. Tar Heels have shot it very well. Joel James is in, the big body off the bench at 6'11". Good pass, Barry inside. And a nice finish at the rim. So Joel James gets some minutes in this first half, and he's in the scorebook.
Isaiah Hicks, Kennedy Meeks, Bryce Johnson, and then now Joel James. Size and more size for Carolina.
And James is the biggest of them all. The ball fake by Max Bielfeldt. He'll go and he'll finish at the rim. The thing about Indiana, they have been able to answer back with big deficits this year. Ends up in the hands of Jackson, who hits a little mid-range. Boy, North Carolina impressive to start this game with 5:40 remaining in the first half.
And Justin Jackson, elevation at his size, been able to look over the defense.
Yogi Ferrell playing with 2 fouls, and he's fouled this time. So strong, almost got that to go. He'll shoot a couple of free throws. Maybe the turning point in Indiana's season was a game against Notre Dame when they were down 16 back in December. They came back and won that game. On 3 occasions have they come back from double-digit deficits. Notre Dame, Michigan, Illinois, those other 2 in conference play. But the caliber of North Carolina, this is going to be a tall task for the Hoosiers.
Well, it is, because North Carolina, one, has size, also an experienced team, and they have some great guard play. But Indiana can shoot the 3 ball, and they knock down free throws, so if they can keep it close and possession by possession, draw some fouls, hit a couple of threes, and get some stops, they can get right back into it.
His mom and sisters, a little dab, little do ya. And here's Jackson rising up for 3, and the friendly bounce. Jackson hits his second 3-pointer. And Carolina keeps pouring it on. 42-27 Tar Heels. 6 of 6 from behind the arc. Johnson has 4 of those, or rather Page has 4 of those. Jackson is at the other 2. And Anobi goes, and it's swatted. Johnson got that one. Another block. And Anobi again. And Johnson rerouted it. It's going to be Indiana ball. Boy, he is a handful inside, is Bryce Johnson.
Yes, give Anunoby a lot of credit, but watch Justin Jackson come off the pick and roll, and that's a nice shooter's touch.
You like that?
Roll for Justin Jackson.
First thing you noticed when we got on the floor here tonight. That is a friendly rim.
It is.
To our right. Roy Williams incensed. And another possession for Indiana. These 2 coaches, Roy Williams and Tom Crean, they actually matched up at the Final Four when Crean was coaching at Marquette and Williams at Kansas. And Williams won that battle. That was the Dwayne Wade Marquette Final Four team 13 years ago. As the officials are checking to see if the ball hit the rim to necessitate the shot clock being reset. Yeah, looks like that was confirmed.
And let's watch it, Brian.
Sure.
Yes, it did.
Easy call. Confirmed it. New 30. And a bad pass on the inbounds. Another turnover. And look at Jackson on the floor to the block from behind. A foul, however, on Bryant.
I'd love to get another look at this one. Thomas Bryant, impressive for the big fella getting back. And let's watch him. Here's Justin Jackson. Thomas Bryant goes up. I thought he got all ball on that play.
Yeah, maybe body, but that was all ball up top. And there is something very impressive about a guy 6'10" running the floor like that. Misses the first one. First miss at the line of the night for Justin Jackson. Say who delivered the Buick expectation-shattering performance of the day. Tune in to Inside March Madness presented by Buick and find out put a strong vote in for Notre Dame, who had 3 steals in the last half minute of their matchup with Wisconsin. Notre Dame advancing to the Elite Eight, and they're awaiting the winner of this game. A turnaround for Max Bielfeldt. No. Anunoby has got it back. Anunoby puts it in.
He's impressive. I mean, look at the strength and the body of OG Anunoby. He is getting better and better.
Had a terrific defensive game on Jamal Murray of Kentucky in the second round. Here's Jackson, offensive board. Meeks got another one. Couple of offensive rebounds, and it turns into 2 points. Kennedy Meeks.
It's just so hard with all this length and size. Justin Jackson, Bryce Johnson, and Kennedy Meeks. You also have Theo Pinson in the game. A lot of size, and there's Yogi for the three.
Yogi lines one up. Big 3-point hit for Yogi Ferrell. Indiana fans trying to help their team out. 13-point deficit for the Hoosiers. Jackson to Johnson. In the spin, Johnson goes strong and he's fouled. Even with 2 on him, Johnson able to get one on the rim.
Watch OG catch the basketball. Anunoby goes up. Strength. Carry 2 people with you. Bucket for OG.
Check out our tournament summary, and this Sweet 16 has been a showcase for the ACC. Yesterday, Miami and Duke lost, but today, Virginia beat Iowa State. Notre Dame with that impressive comeback, taking down Wisconsin. So if UNC wins, first time since '09, all 4 #1 seeds will reach the Elite Eight. And the Harbaughs are here. Brothers-in-law of Tom Crean, his wife Joni. John and Jim, and there's Rasheed Wallace, who did so many great things in his career, especially at North Carolina. But I can't look at Rasheed and just think about the phrase, ball don't lie.
For sure.
As we say it all the time. Good to see Rasheed Wallace.
Teammate of mine, one of the best in the business. Unbelievable teammate and a diehard Tar Heel.
Bryce Johnson at the free throw line. So Johnson ups the Carolina lead now to 15. #1 seeds taking care of business thus far. 6 ACC teams in the Sweet 16. 2 advancing today as Bielfeldt goes to the hole. Bielfeldt fouled.
Great use of the pump fake.
Appropriate. We see Jim Harbaugh, and immediately the man who transferred from Michigan to Indiana gets to the free throw line. A rare transfer inside the Big Ten for the grad senior. You can follow all of your favorite NCAA events throughout the year with the official NCAA Sports app. Get scores, brackets, live updates, and live streaming of NCAA championships all year long with NCAA Sports. Max Bielfeldt 2 for 2. The 6th man of the year in the Big Ten, and back in the game is Colin Hartman for Bielfeldt.
Hoosiers still down 13. Got to find a way to get a stop. Hopefully can hit a couple 3-pointers, and if you're Carolina.
Wow. Stuck it on the green, a 9-iron. Nate Britt, the friendly roll.
That's not supposed to go in. That's not supposed to go in.
Thomas Bryant strong inside. He's been active tonight. That's a good sign for Indiana. And they cut into this deficit. And Britt travels. Turnover.
Let's look at Roy.
And that was on the Bryant layup. And Roy Williams, who never had a surgery until he was 60, now 65, is having all kinds of problems, wearing a knee brace right now. He's not moving very well. I asked him if that was a limp or a strut. He said, well, it depends if we win or not. Maybe a little both.
And he was worried about his golf game. He said, I got to get back on the golf course.
He's got another surgery coming. He's had surgeries on both knees. Shot clock at 5. Farrell. 3-point try comes up short, and it's run down by Hartman. Hartman's had a nice first half. Couple of rebounds, both of them offensive. He's had 7 points. He hit a 3-pointer early. Indiana +4 in the offensive rebounds. Troy Williams for 3. Back iron, ripped down by Britt, and he wants to push it. Theo Pinson all the way in and a foul. No, travel, beg your pardon. He walked with it. Boy, another great defensive possession for Thomas Bryant. Got a hand on the ball.
Yeah, you see Theo pushing the basketball, and then Kennedy Meeks standing there. He runs right into Kennedy Meeks, and he's not going to move Kennedy Meeks, whether he's a teammate or not. Big body ran into him and calls Theo to travel.
Key possession here for Indiana. Down 14. Bryant finds Morgan. Morgan's good ball handler. And now a 3 from Williams. Another one too strong. Carolina moving it. Bryant on the floor on the other end. Benson dumps it in. Meeks. He's got it. Too easy. Everybody in the lane, and the North Carolina size overwhelming Indiana there.
And no panic by Theo. Nice job of waiting for the defense to run past him and then throw it to Kennedy Meeks. If you're Indiana, you want to just finish this half on a positive note.
And a foul on Nate Britt. Don't forget, coming up, AT&T at the half. First half analysis, an update on Gonzaga and Syracuse, another ACC team in the Sweet 16. Plus, we'll give you the latest NCAA tournament news. It's all coming up, AT&T at the half. Yogi Ferrell will shoot the free throws. Green is going to enter some size into the picture with 50.1 seconds remaining. So Bryant will sit.
Thomas Bryant working hard, not in foul trouble, just Tom Crean trying to steal some minutes to get him some rest.
8 points for Bryant, 3 rebounds. Ferrell hits the first. Now, one thing Roy Williams has been able to do here with a little bit of a cushion, Marcus Page, who jumped out fast here tonight, scored 12 of the first 14 points for Carolina. He's been able to sit with 2 fouls.
He also has Isaiah Hicks with 2 fouls, and still a lot of talent on the floor for Roy Williams' club.
Page with 14 points. Tom Crean has Harrison Diego in. Only gets minutes on the floor. Johnson inside. Meeks blocked. Anunoby and a travel. I think they're looking for a held ball, but it is a travel and a turnover for Carolina. And Roy Williams imploring Kennedy Meeks to go up strong. Stronger.
Yeah, he tried to reverse it instead of going up on the same side. Good job by Anunoby being able to time that and block the shot.
Bielefeld for 3, hits. Max Bielefeld, that's a big one for Indiana. Carolina up 11 now. Time for the final shot. Everybody on their feet. This packed house in Philadelphia. In a battle of these historic programs. Carolina's been in control. Theo Pinson lines it up. No. And it's Bryant with a rebound, and the clock expires, and that'll send us to the half. North Carolina 39-0 all time in the NCAA tournament when they lead by 10 or more at the half, and they're up 11. 52 first half points allowed by Indiana. It's the most they've given up. Pretty impressive start for the Tar Heels.
It is, B.A. I mean, Marcus Page got him off to a great start. And then Justin Jackson, he added 13, but his business size and the length has given Indiana problems.
Roy Williams is with Dana.
Coach, we talked yesterday just about trying to get some three-point shots to drop, limit theirs, and then taking care of the ball. How well did you execute in this first half?
Well, we did that all right, but we had 4 turnovers in our last 6 possessions. That's just not smart basketball. You got the basketball inside, go up strong with the daggum thing.
In the second half, what do you want to see out of these guys? You know that Indiana has the ability to come back.
Well, they have the ability to come back, and we've got to do a better job stopping them from getting all their second chance points is the biggest thing.
Thanks, Coach.
Anytime Coach Williams drops a dadgum, there's going to be a halftime speech. But you got to be impressed if you're Roy Williams with the half of North Carolina. 52-41. A reminder on CBS, Gonzaga and Syracuse. Go check it out. We'll send you to AT&T at the half. After these messages, you're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament is sponsored by Gatorade, Taco Bell, Lexus, and by Dove Men Plus Care.
The Rocky statue of these iconic programs with iconic players. McAdoo and Buckner in the 70s, decade of the 80s, MJ and Isaiah into the 90s, then Sanity, Calvert Chaney into the new millennium, Tyler Hansborough, Victor Oladipo, and this matchup today, Marcus Page and Yogi Ferrell, 2 guys that have been playing against each other since they were a freshman in high school. Page, an Iowa native, and of course Yogi Ferrell from Indiana. And this is the kind of matchup. Does Indiana have the firepower to come back against North Carolina?
Well, they've done a nice job, but the three-point shot, usually we're talking about Indiana. North Carolina shoots about 31% in the regular season, and also in the tournament, they are shooting lights out 7 to 8. They are led by Marcus Page. He was hitting it from everywhere, BA. He started off this basketball game, as you can see, 14 big points, 4 for 4 from 3, 5 for 6. 5 for 6. The only thing he did wrong was getting in foul trouble because he was totally hot. And he gave them a great start in this cushion with 14 points. But Yogi Ferrell has done a nice job. 12 points. He's also ran the show. He's got to the free throw line. He's got in foul trouble. Yes, he has to do a little bit more for his team than Marcus Page.
Shoulder to heavy burden has Yogi Ferrell. Dana Jacobson is standing by with Tom Crean, the Indiana head coach.
Coach, we saw you guys get some of that momentum back in the first half, pulling within 11. How do you carry that over in the second half?
Well, we just got to do a better job defensively. We're just letting the ball in the post too easy, and we're not walling up and playing it correctly. They're getting too deep a position. They made threes, which they don't usually make. Give them credit. I'm not as worried about that as the way they're getting the ball inside. We got to really tighten that up, and we just keep moving without the ball. We miss shots we usually make, and my whole key with them is don't panic. We're going to get the same shots. They'll go down, but we got to do a better job of our interior defense.
Thanks, Coach.
And our thanks to Tom Crean. Most likely the thoughts in the halftime locker room. North Carolina shot 62% from the floor. Marcus Page, all 14 of those points came in the first 9.5 minutes. Now, he spent a good part on the final 10 minutes of the first half on the bench and with those 2 fouls, and that gave Roy Williams a little breathing room to sit Page. And so here we go, second half. Does Indiana have another comeback in them? They've been a comeback team this year, but the 1 seed, North Carolina, trying to make it 4 1 seeds to enter into the Elite 8. Jackson in a couple of threes as well. Kennedy Meeks to a turnaround, count the basket. Right out of the locker room, first play goes down inside. Just what Tom Crean was talking about, and a chance at a 3-point possession.
Well, Thomas Bryant did a nice job other than fouling of just trying to go up vertical, but he didn't do his work early. Deep catch by Meeks, and that's the reason why he got a chance to have a nice, easy look and score.
Remember, towards the end of the first half, Roy Williams imploring Meeks to go up strong. Went up strong that time, cannot finish off the 3-point play. Indiana's got to get something out of Troy Williams. He had just 1 point, was 0 for 5 from the field, and had a couple of turnovers as well. They post up Yogi Ferrell, not there for him. Indiana does that a lot with their strong guard, and there's Bryant all the way to the rack with the left in the finish.
He's very agile. Great recognition. Couldn't go up with his right hand, finished with his left hand. And Kennedy Meeks is doing a nice job of sealing.
All the way across. Page steps into it. Can't hit. Johnson the rebound, short. And it ends up in the hands of Nick Zeisler. Indiana, this is a chance here. Williams, bullet pass to the corner, and it is Hartman. No, too strong with the three.
Good play by Troy Williams.
They were ready to roar on that Indiana sideline. Dump it in, the help comes, but a foul. Hartman knocks Johnson to the ground. 2 quick fouls already for Indiana.
And watch here, Thomas Bryant rolling extremely hard and then being able to regain his balance and finish with his left hand. That's impressive.
The McDonald's All-American, Thomas Bryant, having a nice game here, 10 points, 5 rebounds. Bryce Johnson can't get that one to go. Bryant to the floor, got his arm stuck underneath, and it's taken away. That was Johnson who got it. Jackson ends up with it, and the foul on the floor. No shot. Gonna get Troy Williams with the foul.
Big Thomas Bryant is working. Got on the floor trying to find a teammate. And you know the coaches can't call timeout anymore. And he was looking for some of his teammates. Good job of Carolina ripping it away from Big Thomas Bryant.
Non-shooting foul. Baseline out of bounds for Carolina. Maybe some moisture on the floor. Clean it up a little bit. The winner of this game will match up against Notre Dame in the Elite Eight. An ACC foe for Roy Williams. Notre Dame beating Wisconsin in a dramatic comeback. 3 steals late in the final 13 seconds, as a matter of fact. And Notre Dame was able to steal one from the Badgers. Back-to-back trips to the Elite Eight for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. They played that thriller against Kentucky last year in Cleveland.
OG Anunoby is checking Marcus Page. Tom Crean going with some size versus Marcus Page.
Page right to Johnson. He's fouled. Count the basket. Johnson goes strong. And a chance at 3.
Great job by Marcus Page. Comes off and attention paid to him because of his scoring and his ability. But that's a quick pass. Nice tight pass to Bryce Johnson, and he's loving it.
And that's going to be the 3rd foul on Colin Hartman. So the Indiana big man, who's actually stepped back and hit a 3-pointer today, is in foul trouble. Unable to get the free throw to go. Carolina by 13. Wow, crossover, beauty. And he goes barreling in, and let's see, the call is going to be a block. Joel Berry will be called for the foul.
And Joe Barry tried to get there, but it was so quick to crossover. Still moving, and that's the correct call. Like you said, Troy Williams, beautiful crossover in space.
Troy Williams desperate to get going here. Key window for Indiana. Carolina off to that blistering start. Marcus Page scoring 12 of the first 14 points for the Tar Heels. Bryant will step back every now and then. He can't get this one to go. Johnson clears it away, and Carolina moves it. Here's Page for 3. 3-point shooting is on point tonight. Marcus Page has not missed from behind the arc. 5 for 5.
Marcus Page is feeling it. You're talking about Carolina from behind the line struggling throughout the year. 8 for 9 and 5 for 5 for Marcus Page.
And here's Williams for 3. The answer. Needed to see that one go through. Troy Williams.
You're so right. Indiana needed it, like you said, Troy Williams needed it. Now the pump fake is in effect for Marcus Page, and everybody will be jumping.
Page fires up again, his first miss. And we're going to have a foul on the floor on the Hoosiers. And they're going to get Anunoby.
Watch this, Brian. Look at the young fella shoot the basketball. That's picture perfect. A lefty with a nice stroke.
He has taken a lot of grief about his shooting this year. And for Page, it's been an off and on year. You know, he started the year in the preseason with a broken hand. He missed 6 games, had a foot injury in December. Hard to get that rhythm, but he's got it dialed in tonight. Yogi Ferrell pulls down the rebound. Big pass across, trying to get Williams going. Back to back, you bet. Troy Williams hits a couple of threes, and it's a 10-point game.
The three-point shot is the equalizer.
Down on the floor is Bryant, and Meeks lost the handle, and now he's fouled. Bielfeldt fouls him.
And look at Yogi kicking it out to Troy Williams. Feet set. Back-to-back threes for Troy.
Seven points for Williams at the line. Kennedy Meeks. One out of 2 tonight from the line. You can experience every moment of tonight's game live on the CBS Sports app. Get real-time expert analysis, instant stats, and all the latest trending news. Download the CBS Sports app now. Carolina has kept Indiana at arm's length. Meeks trying to push it to a 12-point lead. Does so. It's his 2 free throws. And we'll see if the Hoosiers have an answer. Hoosiers with 6 fouls in the second half. There is 16.5 minutes remaining. And North Carolina is going to be in the 1-and-1 on the next foul as Williams starting to feel it a little bit.
And that's a foul on Page. That's his 3rd, and it's hard. It's tough for Marcus Page to be able to guard Troy Williams coming full speed.
Two shots for Williams. Excellent ball handler. Great length at 6'7". And he knocks the first free throw through.
Exceptional athlete. Troy Williams can really take off and fly.
Page with 3 fouls. See how Roy Williams wants to play it. Let it ride a little bit in the first half with 2 fouls before finally taking them out. But North Carolina had a nice cushion double-digit lead. It has remained there. It's at 10 now. Tar Heels with the ball. Jackson on the take. Looking inside for Meeks. And let's see, out of bounds off of Indiana. North Carolina ball with 15 on the shot clock.
I think Yogi could have got the basketball, but Yogi got held and he thought the basketball was off Carolina. And he definitely didn't want to catch it and go out of bounds because he thought it was out on the Tar Heels. But with his speed, he could have got that one.
.15 on the shot clock for the Tar Heels. Barry runs the point. And a foul. Bielfeldt on the floor, and the fouls are stacking up. We are going to have a boatload of free throws the rest of the way here for North Carolina. 16 minutes remaining in this. Already the 7th foul.
And then Max was moving his feet. That's pretty good for a big fella. You slide your feet on a point guard.
So a 1-and-1. Excellent free throw shooter, Joel Berry. One of the top free throw shooters in the ACC. Matter of fact, finished 2nd this year in free throw percentage. Hey, get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. So Roy Williams will send Page to the bench with those 3 fouls. Nate Britt is in. Carolina continues to run with his 2 ball handlers. 2 for 2 for Joel Berry. And Carolina's back up 12. Yogi looking. Good ball movement. That's Bielfeldt for 3. Hit one toward the end of the first half. That one comes up short. Bryce Johnson is got 5 rebounds.
That was good offense by Indiana.
Meeks in there strong, and the finish at the rim. That's what Roy Williams wants out of Kennedy Meeks.
He's had a nice solid game. 12.6 rebounds for Kennedy Meeks.
Inside, poked away by Meeks. Farrell got it right back. And, oh, it's blocked by Johnson. Flying high for the rejection.
B.A., did you see that?
Man.
I mean, I thought for sure Yogi had an easy.
And the answer, Troy Williams, who has scored the last 11 for the Hoosiers. Turned out roses for Indiana there.
Yeah, they got 3. Bryce took away 2.
Man.
But they got 3. That was an impressive block shot by Bryce Johnson.
His head was near the rim. Foul on the floor. Jawan Morgan. The high-flying Bryce Johnson at 6'10" with hops.
Let's watch it. Yogi trying to put it high off the glass. And that's over the square by Bryce.
Greg Gumbel in New York with an all-state good hands update. In Chicago, over on CBS, Syracuse playing catch-up most of the night against Gonzaga. Tyler Lydon's tip-in pulls Syracuse close. 1:40 remaining in regulation. It's Gonzaga by 2. BA.
Wow, what a finish they're set up for there in Chicago. Virginia advancing, the top seed, and Gonzaga and Syracuse in a fight to the finish. Yogi Ferrell of Indiana trying to navigate a comeback here. North Carolina's been impressive, though Bryce Johnson just had the rejection of the tournament. Flying high for the block on a Ferrell layup. Johnson at the free throw line. 1-on-1 situation here for North Carolina. And Indiana racking up a ton of fouls early in the second half. So if the Hoosiers are going to get back in this game, you figure Carolina is going to have to hit a roadblock from the free throw line because they figure to be there a lot. Bryce Johnson makes it 67-54. It's back to a 13-point deficit for the Hoosiers. Ferrell looking, got a hand on it to Johnson. A steal for Bryce. Bullet pass up ahead. Jackson, it's his signature shot, that little floater, this time an air ball.
A tough pass by Yogi. Good job of coming back, and there's Juwan.
Sweet stroke, can't get it to go. Williams, the offensive rebound. Williams, and it goes! And one for Williams, who has now scored the last 13 points for Indiana.
He's been so active. Yes, he's knocked down some threes. They're doing a nice job getting to the free throw line. And let's see if did that get touched? No. Good job by Troy Williams. Or maybe let's look at it this angle. Nope.
Yeah, we're clear.
All clear.
I give you credit, Smitty. You looked right away when we started the day before the Wisconsin-Notre Dame game. That is a soft rim on this side, and it has been. And that's the rim North Carolina got off to the great start shooting. Williams has caught fire in the second half. 14 of his 15 points have come in half number 2.
A little zone by Hoosiers, and there's another 3.
Joel Berry this time. The ACC tournament MVP. Williams on the take, and Berry fouls him. No shot, foul on the floor.
As you can see, Indiana not used to playing zone. You got to come out. They're trying to protect the paint with Bryce Johnson and Hicks. Leaves it wide open. Top of the key 3.
Roy Williams checking the foul situation. That's 3 on Berry now. Page is playing with 3. Nate Britt joins Berry in the backcourt. And it's Britt who guards Morgan, giving up a lot of size there. Williams feeling it, little shake and bake. Williams kicks it, and Bryant got stuck down low, but he's fouled. Boy, he was close to the baseline. Foul on Isaiah Hicks.
Troy gave him everything on that play, Brian. I mean, he gave him the head shake, the crossover, the twist, and a nice pass to Thomas Bryant.
And Hicks will go to the bench with 4 fouls. Page comes back with 3 fouls. And give Joel Berry a breather here. Reset the shot clock. Long time on this end of the floor for the Tar Heels.
Little dribble drive action.
And Ferrell fires up a 3. Boy, he missed badly.
Didn't have it in his hands when he shot the basketball. Was still fumbling it.
Page and Britt. Johnson up high, Theo Pinson. And going up top of the alley-oop! Bryce Johnson on the receiving end. Beautiful pass from Pinson. Williams right back at it. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Morgan. Taking on it. Oh, there's Johnson. Swipe. Didn't make it. Pinson comes away with it. Well, Bryce Johnson went for the home run swat and whiffed. But he was there. Page gives it up. Meeks. And a whistle, a foul will send Meeks to the free throw line.
I have to go back to something you said, B.A., about Roy Williams. At first we get a chance to look at this alley-oop. Great picks. And then a great pass by Theo, and Bryce Johnson going up and getting it. But you talked about Roy Williams, upset about Kennedy Meeks going up strong. In this half so far, he's been going up very strong.
Two-shot foul sends Meeks to the line, just a 65% free throw shooter. But he's been good tonight, 3 out of 4. OG Anunoby back in for Indiana. That's going to give Williams a breath on the bench. I wouldn't imagine he'd be there long, though. He's been their offense in the second half. Troy Williams scoring 14 of the 15 points across the first 7+ minutes. Put up short. And it looks like that's going to be North Carolina ball. Out on Morgan. That was close. It's going against Tom Crean.
Just a little rhythm from Indiana. That's what they need defensively on some of these loose basketballs. Got to find a way to get some stops.
Inside, throws it away. Meeks too tall for Johnson. Over on CBS, Syracuse has taken the lead over Gonzaga. Time is running out. If you're looking for a finish, that's on CBS. Gonzaga, Syracuse. Winner to the Elite Eight in Chicago. Inside. Deep missed. Comes up short, and we got a foul. Boy, just a ton of whistles at Smitty. And this is a game that you expected a lot of back and forth, some rhythm, but I think the foul situation has given us a lot of starts and stops.
Yeah, it has. And Indiana, they've gone small, sometimes taking Thomas Bryant out, and just the paint has been the trouble for them. And now on this end, they're starting to draw some fouls in this second half.
Key possession here for Indiana. Trying to stop it as Carolina's been on a nice little run. It'll be Farrell. 2-point shot, long 2 goes for Farrell.
He had that one comfortable in his hand. Nice elevation on that shot by Yogi. Good use of the dribble drive from Indiana.
Pinson will back it out. Remember, Hartman is playing with 4 fouls. Checking Theo Pinson here. And Pinson on the attack, looking for someone. Meeks passed it up. Beg your pardon, Hartman with 3 fouls. Pinson will step back, and he's got it. Theo Pinson, the heart of the team in North Carolina. And a foul on Bryant as he goes, and he falls hard. 2 shots coming for Thomas Bryant.
Here's Yogi. Great elevation. Nice shot. Need a little bit more from Yogi. That was a 2.
The first 2 slots in the Final Four filled tomorrow on CBS. All starts with the road to the Final Four at 5 p.m. Eastern. Oklahoma and Oregon, Villanova, Kansas, the 1s and the 2s. Still alive. The West against the South. We are in the East region here. The Sweet 16 matchup. North Carolina and Indiana. Carolina's had a comfortable lead. Troy Williams, 14 second half points, but he sits. And Thomas Bryant just fouled, a 2-shot foul, hits the first free throw.
The 3-point shot has been fantastic for North Carolina. 9 of 11, 7 of 20 for Indiana. Indiana's done a nice job of battling on the boards. They're actually a +2. And the free throw line, though, as far as makes, 16 for 17, Indiana, 16 for 20. Carolina has been a 3-point shot.
Anunoby fouls Johnson on the way to the basket. Well, the ACC standing tall today. Syracuse has just won, beating Gonzaga over on CBS. That one is a final, and now Virginia and Syracuse will match up for a trip to the Final Four. It was North Carolina who beat Virginia in the ACC tournament championship game. Notre Dame won on this floor earlier today. They beat Wisconsin, a late flurry. Terrific defensive play from Notre Dame late. So after 2 losses yesterday, the 6 ACC teams in the Sweet 16, 3 of them have advanced already. North Carolina trying to make it 4 for 4. Yogi Ferrell, ball fake. And a lot of hype in there. Ferrell kicks it out. And a turnover. Hartman right in the hands of Theo Penson.
I think Yogi has to be aggressive and take that shot. Take that first look at that 3.
15-point Carolina lead. This is a team that was tied with Providence 5 minutes into the second half in their second round game at 41, and then they hung 83 on Providence as Johnson goes to the hole and 1. Johnson foul, got a chance at 3.
Well, he was patient. And watch him now with the nice little spin move. And then also being able to finish on the other side.
So impressive.
He's quick.
Hartman with his 4th foul. And Bryce Johnson, who averaged nearly 17 points a game this year, 10.5 rebounds a game. And he completes the 3-point possession. He's got 16 points to go along with 6 rebounds. He's hit 8 of 10 from the free throw line as Barry checks back in. And Britt will sit.
And 3 block shots for Bryce Johnson.
Largest lead for Carolina. They're up 18. And another second half flurry. Bielfeldt who hits a 3. Much needed for the Hoosiers. Max Bielfeldt.
Still a lot of time left for Indiana. Just got to find a way to get some stops. And find a way to play defense without fouling.
Here's Barry. Lines up a 3 and hits. Joel Barry keeps the theme alive for the Tar Heels.
I mean, Tom Crean is trying to double. He's trying to front. He's doing everything. And then when they do go down and double, nice job, kick out. And Carolina is knocking down 3 after 3.
And look at the numbers, 10 out of 12 from behind the arc. Williams back in, misses on his 3-point attempt. Joel Barry racing to the rack. Easy as it gets. And Tom Crean wants a timeout as North Carolina is sniffing the Elite 8 right now on a blitz of the Hoosiers. Carolina Blue on their feet. Joel Barry all the way to the rack gives the Tar Heels a 20-point lead. Back in Philadelphia, the Sweet 16, Indiana, North Carolina. Look at the 3-point shooting, historically good for the Tar Heels, 10 out of 12. It matches their season high for 3-point makes. They had a 10 3-pointer game against Tulane earlier this year in December, but they were 10 for 24 in that game. You just rarely see this kind of sharp shooting, and especially from a team that has really struggled from behind the arc this year. Just 31%. That was supposed to be their greatest challenge, and they have lived up to it here today. Stretch it out to a 20-point lead. Hoosiers in big trouble with 9.5 to go as Bielfeldt misses and Johnson's running the floor. Bryce Johnson got a little overeager and it turns into nothing for North Carolina. Tried to dunk before he caught it.
A little cherry picking by Bryce. The highlight dunk, and you can see Theo caught it, and they gave away 2 points.
Yogi Ferrell knocks it down. Big for him to see one go through. Ferrell now at 17. Just his second made basket in the second half. There's 5. It has been a dominating performance by Carolina as Meeks is going to go back to the line. They get Bielfeldt again.
Let's look at Yogi coming off the screen. Pretty good defense. A nice elevation, a nice knockdown by Yogi. I think Yogi has to be a little bit more aggressive. 5 for 11. He's played an unbelievable game on both ends, but right now they need him to just try to go for it and try to score some more.
He's carrying a heavy load here, Yogi Ferrell, with this offense. As Meeks hits the first after the game on TBS, Inside March Madness, presented by Buick.
You're so right, Brian. We're missing James Blackman Jr., Robert Johnson. James Blackman Jr. is a guy who can put up points in bunches. He's averaged about 15 points. He's out. He's been out for the year. And then Robert Johnson, they're missing him as well. Another guard that can score and handle the basketball.
And there they are, James Blackman Jr. Just a tough injury, a knee injury in December, ended up having surgery in January. And it's tough for a team to lose essentially 16 points of scoring. 15.8 is what he was averaging. And their second leading scorer. They'll be able to do it. Indiana did. As Meeks gets the block, but the foul on Yogi Ferrell.
And also Robert Johnson averaged 8 points. Another ball handler to take some pressure off Yogi.
Johnson out with an ankle injury. He re-injured it in that Kentucky game. As Ferrell will go to the line. This is an Indiana team in a rough start, trying to get the pieces put together. There was just a lot of negativity surrounding the program. Was Tom Crean in trouble? Was the program going in the wrong direction? But boy, did they rally. And you got to give Tom Crean a lot of credit for what he's been able to pull off in Indiana this year. They won 12 straight in a 7-week stretch. They won 7 of their last 8 to enter into the NCAA tournament in this matchup. And you lose pieces like that, it's tough to pull it all together. But Indiana won the Big Ten regular season. Their 22nd Big Ten title, and Tom Crean, the Big Ten Coach of the Year, well deserved. He won outright. Brett to the hole, short offensive rebound. Here's Jackson for 3. And that's going to end up in the hands of Johnson and Hartman, and held ball, possession arrow, Indiana.
He's done a fantastic job, and this game is not over. I love what he's doing, and he's going to continue to coach. And like you said, so many rumors swirling around about his job. I think he's answered all those questions and quiet the noise about Tom Crean not being with Indiana. Just a fantastic job he's done.
4 NCAA tournament bids over the last 5 years. This is Crean's 3rd Sweet 16. Went back-to-back years in 12 and 13, and now returning in 2016. And seems to have mellowed a little bit. Now, you know he was a part of your recruitment, a part of your college experience at Michigan State, and he's about as intense as it gets. But now that he's 50 as of today, it's his birthday, just comes at it with a little different approach, and
he's mellowed out a little bit, but still very intense. That's the saying, he'll make a cup of coffee nervous.
That's right. That's true. Zeisloff for 3. Can't get that to go. Indiana, by the way, from the three-point line is 9 for 25. Floater on the friendly roll for Joel Berry. Back to a 20-point Carolina lead. Well, it's been a tough window here for Tom Crean. He lost his good friend Trey Schwab, and you might have heard the interview after the Kentucky win. Former assistant coach of Tom's at Marquette. Trey was just a great man and a great coach, well respected. Those who knew him at Marquette and in the Wisconsin area passed, waiting on a lung transplant. But a tough week for him, also an exhilarating week. We're in Philadelphia, and the great matchup between Indiana and North Carolina is one-sided at this point. The degree move of the game. You can't talk about this one for the time being. Steve, looking at the three-point shooting.
Yes, Marcus Page leading the way, 5 for 6. But Barry is 2 for 2. We also have Justin Jackson, 2 for 3. Nate Britt, 1 for 1. The three-point shot has been North Carolina's Achilles heel all season. 31% in the tournament thus far. And then also the regular season, they shot 31%, but 10 for 13. And it is, Tom Crean's done everything. He went zone, he tried to front the post, he tried to double the post, and everything led to North Carolina knocking down threes.
10 makes, 3 misses from behind the arc. Justin Jackson 1 out of 2 from the free throw line, pushes the lead to 21 for North Carolina. Well, this half of the bracket is, look at all ACC right now. Syracuse just winning over Gonzaga. Notre Dame won here in Philadelphia earlier, beat Wisconsin. We're going to have, if Carolina hangs on to win this, we're going to have at least 2 from the ACC in the Final Four as Yogi Ferrell hits a 3. What a career for Yogi Ferrell, the senior out of Indianapolis Park Tudor High School, going down as one of the great careers in Indiana basketball history. And multiple chances on this end, resulting in a foul and free throws for Hicks. But getting back to Yogi Ferrell, Smitty, is the only player in Big Ten history with 1,900 points at least, over 600 assists, 400 rebounds, 253-point field goals made. So across the board, these numbers, as Hartman fouls out and will sit the rest of the way, it puts Yogi Ferrell in elite Big Ten company.
Yeah, it does. I know he's played his heart out for 4 years. He's been on the scene for Indiana, starting since day one. Just done a nice job improving. Love the way he approaches the game. He's just a fantastic young man. Hate to see him leave college basketball, and obviously what he's done, it's just been phenomenal for Tom Crean and these Indiana Hoosiers.
One of the great leaders in the game as well. Under 6 to go in regulation here. North Carolina rolling along in Philadelphia. Ferrell kicks it back. And strong inside. Isaiah Hicks. And now Johnson on the run, loses the handle. Out of bounds off of Johnson. That'll be Indiana ball.
And Bryce Johnson might want to slow that one up and bring it back out. Coaching staff giving him that dirty, dirty look.
North Carolina looking for NCAA tournament win number 115. Only Kentucky with more. Kentucky sitting on 121. Indiana beat Kentucky to arrive at the Sweet 16. Roy Williams in his 17th Sweet 16. So balanced, so much experience. He's got weapons all over the floor.
Yes, he does. I mean, Isaiah Hicks couldn't get into rhythm, foul trouble all night. And he goes out, and then you come back to Kennedy Meeks. And like you said, and watching that graphic, just balance all over. I thought Kennedy Meeks had a nice game, Brian.
Well, and Isaiah Hicks was in foul trouble. And you can see Roy Williams, he was working on Meeks the whole time. First half, barking at him to go up strong, and Meeks responded well. And he's got a lot of minutes here in the Sweet 16 game. One of the more notable stats, talking about the balance of North Carolina, this is the 16th game this year where they've had 5 players in double figures. When you talk about weapons, as Page misses, he made his first 5. And has missed his last 3. They're yelling at him to shoot it. Jackson will oblige.
Well, they can't
Take a rebound. Another offensive board. Johnson is fouled.
They keep getting offensive rebounds, and Roy Williams is livid on the sideline. He's saying, I'm going to translate, that's not a smart play. Easy, Roy.
He's hot.
Still coaching up 20.
65-year-old coach. Trying to keep that intensity out there. The Hall of Famer, Roy Williams. He was part of that Indiana-North Carolina matchup here in Philadelphia as an assistant coach under Dean Smith back in 1981. Guys did a great job. Beautiful feature about that game and the assassination attempt of Ronald Reagan that put the cloud over that game and ended up playing that matchup. The headlines from March 31st, 1981. And there was a lot of talk that they might not play the game. It came down to a decision, and President Reagan basically gave his blessing, came out of the surgery okay, and it was great work done. And one of those historic moments in college basketball, and I was right here in Philadelphia over at the Spectrum. Indiana defeated North Carolina in the national championship. In that one, beat them by 13. 2 of the 5 Hoosier championships have come here in the city of brotherly love.
Indiana was led by the great Isaiah Thomas. What a second half for him in that game.
Winding it down here in Philadelphia. North Carolina has a date in the Elite 8 in 4/22. And a matchup between Notre Dame and North Carolina. Conference foes now in the ACC. As Brett and Meeks keeps it alive for a moment. That'll be Indiana ball.
And Meeks doing a nice job. Even though they didn't come up, the bigs, even when they miss threes, they go after this offensive glass. I mean, they have 15 offensive rebounds.
So if you're Mike Bray and Notre Dame, as Bielfeldt fires up a 3 and hits, if you're Notre Dame here, you can hang your hat on the fact that you beat North Carolina in South Bend in February. However, in the ACC tournament, North Carolina blitzed the Irish. A 31-point victory on March 11th at the ACC tournament in D.C. But they are familiar foes. They know each other well. And Mike Bray and the Fighting Irish, after that improbable comeback where they had 3 steals in the final seconds of that game to come back and beat Wisconsin, they are awaiting. 3:17 left. It's all but over in Philadelphia. The North Carolina Tar Heels looking every bit like a #1 seed.
Greg Gumbel in New York with a tournament update. Earlier this evening in Chicago, Syracuse got 20 points from Michael Abenije and rallied late to knock off Gonzaga 63-60. The Midwest Regional Final now against Virginia. Brian.
It is a proud day, Greg, in the ACC. Notre Dame and UNC moving on here in Philadelphia. Over in Chicago, Virginia and Syracuse. Yogi Ferrell, his Indiana career coming to a close. The all-time greats at Indiana. All-time leader, games, assists. Free throw is good for Yogi. Remember his freshman year. Indiana had just gone to the Sweet 16. Ferrell comes in. They go back to the Sweet 16 in 2013. His family there dabbing till the end. It's been great fun watching his mother and sisters with all the funny script on the T-shirts. Look out.
Good hands. Look at you, Brian.
Let's check in with Dana.
I think Coach would much rather have an injury to himself than one of his players going into this next game, and that's exactly what he's dealing with. Mike Bray, in that game, stepped on the sticky mat, and he actually pulled his calf in his right leg. We saw him do it. He was hobbling throughout, and then you saw the players at the end sort of jumping up around him. I am told it's just a calf pull. Should be okay for game time.
Wow. Dana, how about Dana with the injury report on a coach who's not in this game from the first game. Well done.
I was hunting him down during that game, watching him right in front of me.
Well, you got Roy Williams with a knee brace on and surgery coming on that knee at the end of the season. And now Bray, 2 hobble coaches. I doubt it'll keep him in their seat, however.
I mean, unfortunate for Mike Bray on the sticky mat.
I mean, it's a sticky mat for a reason, right?
Yeah, it is, but it's too close to those coaches.
Marcus Page, one more 3. And it is true, and that is the symbol of the night for the Tar Heels of North Carolina. 6 made threes for Marcus Page. 6 out of 9. Wow, what a night. This is the end of the Notre Dame game when they beat Wisconsin, and he's trying to fend off all of his players, and he locked up. And he had to walk away.
He's hurt, but he feels no pain. You can see the smiles. Now, right now, the coach is hurting right now.
Yeah, he's feeling it now. But if you got a game plan on short notice, at least it's a team that you know well. It's a bad memory for Notre Dame in that matchup in the ACC tournament. Well, Smitty, the number ones are all alive and well right now, heading to the Elite Eight. Justin Jackson for 3, why not? No, Bielfeldt will secure it. 2-minute mark.
Box out by Yogi Ferrell. Unbelievable at his size.
And Farrell for 3. Another try. Bielfeldt just running him down for Yogi. He'll take it. Indiana's going to finish 27-8. And for the first time in their program history, they're going to lose in the city of Philadelphia.
It's a fantastic job by the Tar Heels.
And they're on their feet saluting a world-class performance for the Tar Heels tonight. Staring down triple digits. By the way, the 6 3-pointers made by Marcus Page ties a North Carolina record in the NCAA tournament. Shammond Williams hit 6 back in 1998.
My old teammate, Shammond Williams,
right.
He could flat out score.
That was against UNC Charlotte back in the East Regional of 98, second round. March Madness continues tomorrow. The Elite Eight on CBS and Sunday on TBS. Next Saturday, March Madness rolls into Houston. The Final Four, Monday, April 4th. And then the championship game for the first time ever on TBS. We are thrilled to bring it to you. As Williams hits the 3, 18 points on his way out. Tip of the hat to the seniors for Indiana. Yogi Ferrell and Max Bielfeldt, Nick Zeisloft, Ryan Burton. It's the end of the line for the Hoosiers after a Big Ten regular season title and their 3rd Sweet 16 in the last 5 years. Buried to the hole. First time North Carolina scored 100 points in a Sweet 16 game. Williams is going to get his all the way out. 21 for Williams.
He just shot the basketball extremely well, 5 for 8.
And Tom Crean's going to get the hard-working scout team on the floor, and that's it for Yogi Ferrell. His final game as a Hoosier. Nothing to hang your head about. It's one of the great careers ever.
I know he's upset, but I mean, a fantastic 4 years. Unbelievable leader. He's feeling it right now because he's a competitor. But when you look back, he did everything he could do. Take your hat off to Yogi. Great student athlete. You can see his family. Applaud a guy like that. He did it the right way.
And the chants raining down for Yogi Ferrell. Even North Carolina fans chanting his name. Fantastic career for him. 23 seconds left. I'll be anxious to see the next chapter for Yogi Ferrell. You know he's going to be a success, whatever he does. Got Harrison Diego in the game, got a little playing time earlier. Tom Crean has Jackson Tharp in the game as well. Tim Priller. And Roy Williams will empty out their bench as well. Those are the 2 games against Notre Dame. That loss for Roy Williams in South Bend. Close game, 4-point win for the Irish, and then Tar Heels with a blowout in the ACC tournament. And out goes Nate Britt.
They're so deep, Carolina. So much size, and if they're knocking down the 3 ball, extremely tough. But you have Demetrius Jackson, and these veterans, they know how to come out and compete.
Stillman White running the point. Justin Coleman's in there. Luke May playing time to finish it out. North Carolina, the Tar Heels, with a 3-point shooting clinic. They are headed to the Elite Eight. Roy Williams and Tom Crean with a final embrace. We'll take a break. We'll come back to wrap it up from Philadelphia. So this is how it's set up for Sunday here on TBS. Tip time 8:49 Eastern, North Carolina and Notre Dame. It'll be the 3rd matchup of the year. And the ACC standing tall on this side of the bracket, the East and the Midwest. Going to be at least 2 ACC teams in the Final Four. Exclusively ACC on the right side of the brackets. Impressive win for the Tar Heels. They drop 101 on Indiana, and Roy Williams standing by with Dana.
I've got Coach and I've got Marcus Page as well. So Marcus gets you off to this great start. He hits 4 straight threes. How did that open things up for everyone?
Well, it made everybody feel a heck of a lot better, to say the least, but he kept playing very well the whole game. He missed 2 in a row there to stretch late in the game, but other than that, I thought he was sensational and got everybody's spirits lifted.
Coach, I was watching you late in the game. You're up 20 and you're still coaching like you guys are down 10.
Well, I've always believed the game's never over until it really is over, but we saw 12 points in 44 seconds last week.
Do you like the later games a little bit better now?
As long as we win, I don't give a darn when we play.
Marcus, I just mentioned it. What an incredible start you got off to. You hit those 4 straight threes. You finished 6 of 9. What was different? You haven't been shooting from outside the arc really well this season.
Yeah, I've just tried to look at March as a new opportunity for me. And I've shot it a little bit better in the tournament than I did throughout the season. But once I got my first one to go, I got a couple more open looks and got in a rhythm.
You've talked also about how this is it for you. It's one last run. You and Bryce Johnson, the odd couple, both with 20 points.
Yeah.
As you look ahead to this next matchup with Notre Dame, what do you guys need to do?
Well, we just need to do what we do. You know, we need to be UNC. We need to have our defensive intensity that won us the ACC championship and got us to this point. And I just can't stop thinking about how close we are to all the goals we want to accomplish and how small the margin of error is. So we're locked in. Hopefully we can keep it going.
Very quickly before I send it back, you now have passed Michael Jordan for 12th on the scoring list. How does that sound?
That feels awesome. I think he did it in 3 years, but, you know, everyone doesn't have to know that. So that's pretty cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
BA, back to you.
All right, thanks, Dana. Always great to hear from Marcus Page. North Carolina advancing to the Elite Eight, the 25th time in school history, as Roy Williams, his 68th career NCAA tournament win. Once again, our final score, North Carolina wins at 101-86. For Steve Smith, Dana Jacobson, and the rest of our terrific crew, led in the truck by Scott Cockrell and Renardo Lowe. I'm Brian Anderson saying good night from Philly. Coming up on TBS, it's Inside March Madness presented by Buick. An emphatic 1 seed, North Carolina. They roll on to the Elite Eight they go.